I'm about to help you identify if you have a hormonal imbalance within a matter of minutes. Whether you have too much or too little of a certain hormone, such as insulin, cortisol, thyroxine, androgens, estrogens, or progesterone, even slight imbalances can have a significant effect on your entire well being. That's right, your hormones are not just about periods, fertility, and menopause. They impact everything about you every day, which is why it is oh so important to better understand your hormones and how to naturally balance them so that you can thrive all month long. Your hormones impact your daily moods, your energy, your weight, your appetite, how you sleep, your brain function, libido, gut function, your motivation, and drive for life. So when your hormones are balanced, life is just better because you feel better. And this is what I want for you. And as a nutritionist, I've supported thousands of women in my community experience just this. So let's get into it. I'm going to share 11 of the most common signs of hormonal imbalances, starting in no particular order. One of the most common signs of hormonal imbalance is changes in your energy. Now, we all experience fatigue from time to time, but if you are constantly feeling tired, there may be a few things at play, and one of them being an issue with your thyroid gland. If your thyroid gland is underactive, where your thyroid gland does not produce enough hormones, your bodily processes, they're going to start to slow down, right? And you might feel tired, have memory problems, a sensitivity to cold, and feel depressed. Whilst if your thyroid is overactive, where your thyroid gland produces too much of the thyroid hormone, you might feel restless, anxious, you might have mood swings and have difficulty sleeping. When it comes to your thyroid, and all hormones for that matter, always test, never guess. You'll want to download my free hormone testing cheat sheet so you feel empowered about the exact testing to request from your doctor to ensure you're given the most accurate information on your health. Cortisol is another hormone that, when imbalanced, can really impact your energy by making you feel exhausted in a wired but tired kind of way, right? When we're under stress, our adrenal glands produce short bursts of cortisol. However, chronic stress can drain the adrenal glands, leading to a low cortisol state. This adrenal depletion greatly impacts energy, and unfortunately now we live in an environment where it's just so common to feel stressed a lot. So cortisol is a common hormonal imbalance, depleting energy and vitality. If you want a video that goes in depth on how to naturally boost your energy levels, make sure to like this video so that I know to make one. Low energy is not something to ignore or dismiss. It is your body's way of telling you that there is an underlying imbalance that needs to be addressed. And please hear me when I say this, you can make changes in your diet and your lifestyle to help feel abundantly energized again. Another symptom of hormonal imbalance is changes in your menstrual cycle. So, for example, hormonal imbalances may present as irregular or missing periods, heavy or light periods, period pain, also symptoms such as PMS appearing in the second half of your cycle, such as mood swings, breast tenderness, fatigue, bloating, depression, headaches, cravings, acne, the list can go on. It's important to know that these symptoms may be common, but they are not a normal or inevitable part of having a period. The physical pain and emotional impact period problems can have on your life is completely unnecessary. But there is a reason for your symptoms. And when you discover the root cause, you can then work to bring your body back to balance. So if you want to find out what is causing your symptoms and a natural solution to balancing your hormones, I invite you to take our free period quiz. It's linked below. Let's move on to the next sign of hormonal imbalance, which is changes in your weight. Perhaps it's sudden weight loss, unexplained weight gain, or difficulty losing weight. Women often feel like, it's their fault that they can't lose weight. They usually are told that their genes are to blame, that they should eat less, exercise more, have more willpower, all these things, when in fact, It could be your hormones at play. High levels of estrogen, cortisol, insulin, and low thyroid function can lead to that extra belly fat and difficulties with losing weight. I will never forget many years ago in my early 20s when I was exercising at my hardest. I was eating less and doing all the things I thought would help me lose weight, yet nothing seemed to work. I was still putting on weight, especially around my belly area. Now, this is a really common scenario for many of my clients too. And what's going on here is that you're likely burnt out from stress. And stress triggers these hormonal imbalances that are directly connected to your metabolism. So first things first, if you're experiencing sudden changes in weight, become aware of the level of stress in your life. Right? This could be anything from work deadlines to a breakup, financial or family stresses, just to name a few. Where you can you make small changes in your lifestyle to help relieve stress or build your resiliency to stress? If this resonates with you, I want you to comment stress and tell me where stress is the most present in your life. Let me know so we can figure out together how we might be able to mitigate the effects of stress. Another symptom of hormonal imbalance is changes in your moods. Your hormones have a significant impact on your brain chemistry, your mental health, and mood, which is why balanced hormones is just so vital for good menstrual health. I am personally someone who suffered for years from anxiety and depression. I thought it was just me or that something was wrong with me. But when I began to dig deeper and really work on rebalancing my hormones, it was like night and day. You know, my moods and my mental health completely transformed. And that big gray cloud that used to hover over my head, it just went away. So if you're someone who struggles from drastic changes in your mood, anxiety, depression, it could be your hormones. Let's take a quick look at which hormones you need to consider when it comes to your mental health, because there are a few. There is a strong relationship between female sex hormones estrogen and progesterone and the level of neurotransmitters, serotonin, GABA, and dopamine, all of which regulate your mood. Now, you may have heard of serotonin before being called your happy hormone, as it plays a role in increasing positive moods and emotion. Well, it is estrogen that plays a role in increasing the production of serotonin as well as a number of serotonin receptors in the brain. So what this means is that when estrogen levels are low, it's linked to lower levels of serotonin, which studies show can cause mood swings, depression, fatigue, and irritability. Whilst on the other side of things, high levels of estrogen along with low levels of progesterone, which you may know as estrogen dominance, is associated with depression, fatigue, memory problems, mental fog, and anxiety as well. Speaking of progesterone is the key to mood stability. We love progesterone. It is our anti-anxiety, mood-enhancing hormone, but when progesterone levels are low, this is when anxiety, mood swings, depression, brain fog, irritability can be present. So there are various factors that can cause low levels of progesterone, one of the main ones being stress. In times of stress, your body will always choose survival over procreation. So cortisol production is prioritized over progesterone. And the cheeky thing is about high levels of cortisol is that not only it reduces our anti-anxiety hormone progesterone, but it dysregulates our happy hormone serotonin, it messes with our blood sugar, and it causes inflammation throughout the body. All of this is a recipe for hormonal imbalances impacting your mood, causing depression, anxiety, and just so much more. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful so far and want more videos like this, hit the like button so I know. The next sign of hormonal imbalance is changes in your sex drive. Everyone's sex drive is different, so only you know what's normal for you. But if your sex drive has suddenly declined or it's gone MIA, Firstly, I want you to know that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. There are so many factors at play when it comes to debunking why your libido has disappeared, and we're going to look at how hormones can play a role. So when it comes to hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, they work together harmoniously to promote a healthy libido. Estrogen is responsible for vaginal lubrication and heightened sensitivity. Progesterone keeps your libido elevated, and testosterone plays a huge role in sexual desire and orgasm. So, imbalance in one or all of these hormones can really make it difficult to get in the mood. The good news is that, like other symptoms of hormonal imbalances, there are really effective nutritional and lifestyle strategies that work to rebalance your hormones so that you can naturally reclaim your sex drive. The next symptom of hormonal imbalance is changes in your hair. Thinning, dull, dry hair, hair loss, sudden changes in the texture of your hair. These are all signals of hormonal issues. I personally know how absolutely devastating it is to experience thinning hair or losing clumps of hair every time you shower or in your hairbrush due to hormonal imbalances. If you're experiencing hair loss, whether it's just begun or it's been going on for a while, do not delay treatment. Hair loss, it's a sign of a deeper imbalance, and left unchecked, you may develop other symptoms or really struggle to see the return of your beautiful hair again. For me personally, when I focused on naturally balancing my hormones, over time my hair revived too. So don't lose hope. It's possible for it to return. The pattern of your hair loss may indicate what the underlying imbalances may be. So is your hair patchy? You may have a cortisol imbalance from stress, or a deficiency in B vitamins or zinc or heavy metal exposure. Is your hair thinning? You may have a hormonal imbalance such as low thyroid function. Are you only losing hair from the top of your head? This could be testosterone, progesterone, or cortisol imbalances, or estrogen is out of balance. Make sure that you get testing done to help you discover what's going on underneath. Moving on to another sign of hormonal imbalance, which is changes in your sleep, such as trouble falling asleep and staying asleep. There is a vicious cycle you can get caught in when it comes to hormones and sleep, because hormonal imbalances can disrupt your sleep, but then poor sleep can cause hormonal imbalances, and you just get caught in that vicious cycle. So focusing on how you can create a lifestyle and healthy sleep routine to support the balance of your hormones and improve the quality of your sleep is vital for your health. A few hormones to consider when it comes to your sleep are melatonin, progesterone, and cortisol. Melatonin is the sleep hormone, right? It is directly responsible for regulating the body's circadian rhythm so you can fall asleep and you can stay asleep. So factors that can interfere with melatonin production are stress, magnesium deficiency, exposure to that blue light on your phone before you go to bed, caffeine, sleeping with the curtains open or the lights on. The sex hormone progesterone is another hormone that promotes sleep, and it does this by stimulating your brain to produce a neurotransmitter called GABA. And GABA helps reduce stress, balance your mood, and promote sleep. The more progesterone you have, the more GABA you'll produce. However, your stress hormone cortisol interferes with progesterone levels. So if you're stressed, you may not be producing enough progesterone, which then interferes with GABA, and as a result, your sleep quality can suffer. So managing stress levels is really important for improving the quality of your sleep. If you're someone who is struggling with your sleep, there is nothing worse. So you'll want to read my in-depth blog sharing the top 5 tips to naturally improve your sleep for balanced hormones. It's linked below. Another symptom of hormonal imbalance can present as changes in your skin. 4 skin signs of hormonal imbalance are 1, acne and oily skin, where high levels of androgen hormones like testosterone can cause an overproduction of oil and create that environment for bacterial overgrowth, inflammation, and acne. Then you have dry, rough, flaky skin, which is another sign of hormonal imbalance. And we know dry skin can be commonly caused by the cold weather. However, increased dryness can also be a direct result of hormonal imbalance related to low levels of estrogen, as estrogen is responsible for helping to keep the skin barrier strong and hydrated. Eczema and psoriasis is another sign of imbalance. With your skin, it is an immediate stress perceiver, and high stress can really disrupt the balance of our hormones, causing us to release higher levels of cortisol. If the immune system is disrupted, it can lead to a flare-up of existing inflammatory skin conditions, including eczema, psoriasis, or even acne. Another sign of hormonal imbalance with your skin is excessive sweating, which may be a result of thyroid issues. Your skin is a reflection of your internal health, so never ignore signs of imbalances that may appear. Let me know in the comments if you have any skin signs of hormonal imbalance so that I know to make more videos on this. The next sign of hormonal imbalance is changes in your gut and digestive health. Now, this is a two-way street with your digestive health and your hormones, because hormonal imbalances impact your gut health, but then your gut health impacts your hormones. How hormones influence the gut is through the microbiome and the bacterial system in our intestines. So a hormonal imbalance can really impact the population and function of the bacteria in your gut. And this can lead to symptoms like bloating, constipation, diarrhea, or nausea. So we really want to be able to support our hormones to improve our gut health, but also improve our gut health to support our hormones, if that makes sense. Another sign of hormonal imbalance is infertility. In fact, hormonal imbalances are the leading cause of infertility in women. So I'm going to share 5 hormonal imbalances that can lead to infertility that are important to be aware of. Firstly, a hormone imbalance that can lead to infertility is low estrogen. When estrogen levels are low, the uterus, it cannot build a thick uterine lining and therefore won't shed a healthy period. Estrogen drives ovulation, so less than optimal estrogen levels means that ovulation might also be a bit patchy from month to month, or you may not ovulate at all, which is why irregular or missing periods can be a sign of low estrogen too. On the other hand, high estrogen levels is another hormonal imbalance that can lead to infertility, which is usually relative to progesterone levels. Low progesterone levels can interfere with a woman's ability to conceive and carry a pregnancy to term. Now, progesterone is kind of a big deal when it comes to fertility, as it's our progestation hormone that aids the development of the fetus throughout pregnancy, as well as helping your body to use its fat reserves for energy. It's amazing. But when progesterone is lower than optimal, it's a pretty good sign that you aren't ovulating, and it's not making it possible to get pregnant, as no ovulation means no egg, means no baby. Another hormone related to infertility is actually low testosterone levels, which might come as a surprise because yes, women have testosterone too. It is super important for female fertility, not just because it drives sexual desire, but because it plays a role in follicular development. Then on the other side of fertility struggles is high levels of testosterone, and it's high androgens in women that are commonly associated with excess insulin, which impairs ovulation and tells the ovaries to make more testosterone instead. This is a major cause of PCOS. In a nutshell, whether pregnancy is something you're hoping for soon or in the distant future, it is so important not to delay investigation of hormonal imbalances. The health of your hormones today impacts the health of your hormones in the future, which is why it is so important to create strong hormonal foundations when you're younger to help prevent fertility struggles later on. Symptoms of hormonal imbalances can really present in a variety of ways. So let me know in the comments if you identify with any of these hormonal imbalances that I've covered. And if you do have a hormonal imbalance, or you think you have a hormonal imbalance, they are not something to ignore or delay investigation. The key is to start by addressing the root cause, which is why you'll want to watch my next video where I go into what's causing hormonal imbalances and effective ways to treat them. I'll see you over in the next video.